Myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned, and it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cybertron University.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Fausto. I want to do a quick audio check. Could everyone hear me loud and clear? Just give me a hello. See if everybody's good. All right, let's get the webcam up and running. I hope everybody can see that. All right, perfect. All right, well, welcome everybody. Just look over here, look at the chat really quick so you'll be able to see what's going on. There we go. All right. Perfect. All right, hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little intro. That was basically a couple of our students of our previous on-site class that we had here at Cybertron University. We just wanted to show you exactly the professionalism, the excitement, and hopefully you'll be one of those people too. So today, I'm going to talk about Day Trading 101, how to prepare for the next bear market. Now, you know, everybody's a little concerned, market's going up. You're hearing a lot about inflation. You're more concerned about, should I get ready to sell? It's like some people got 1 foot out the door and 1 in the door and so on. I'm going to tell you a little bit how to get prepared for it, because at Cybertron University, the way I was trained living here in New York is not how to make money, it's how to stop losing it, like I just talked about just earlier in that little video. Now, just before we get started, everybody, just to let you know, just a quick little disclaimer. Just please keep in mind that, you know, results can and will vary from student to student. There's no guarantee of promises, no warranties have been made that suggest any type of trading with profits, no results in losses. You know, just please keep in mind that, you know, whatever we do here, sorry about that. Just whatever we do here, this is strictly for educational purposes. All right. So whatever you see, just please sit back and, you know, and ask the questions you have, and we'll try to hopefully be able to help you out with that. Now, Basically, we're going to talk about is how to read charts. We're going to talk about how to scan the market. We're going to, basically understand something that's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. We're going to talk about following the smart money. I actually like to call it the big money. A little bit of a psychology part of it. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to trading, but it's not that complicated. People make it more complicated than what it is, but it's really not. Okay. I think people make it more complicated by looking at indicators and different platforms, and you can see it. It really, really can be very, very overwhelming. Now, how do I know this? Because listen, I was you 25 years ago. I've been doing this for 25 years. I love what I do. I've been doing it since 1995. Just being around that long could tell you that we obviously doing something right. We got a AAA rating at the Better Business Bureau. We got a 5-star rating on Google. We don't train everybody. A lot of people really don't qualify to trade, but hopefully you give us that opportunity, because I'm going to invite you all in my trading room, and you're going to see people just like you, and you'll see if it's for you. Okay. But the way I learned, ladies and gentlemen, and how I got into this industry is that I was a failure rate. Yeah, me too. Everyone fails. You all blow up accounts sometime. But you know what? I did not quit. Okay. And what I've learned is the reason why I failed is because I was just a 22-year-old ignorant kid, think I could do it on my own. Eventually, I went and got a job as a trader. And eventually I learned, like, wow, you know what? What I was doing was everything was the opposite what I was supposed to be doing. See, I was trying to pretend like I was an analyst. I knew this. I did research. I looked at PE ratios, book values, analyst reports. What the hell do you need all that stuff for? A special indicator. Listen, you want to compete with the big boys. As much as you don't like them, you're going to have to follow them. They're the ones that can control the market. Okay, so that's why, like that Forbes article written, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street, I was actually one of those kids. Now, why do I trade? Well, listen, I've been married for 23 years. That's a long time. Anyone here that's married, we know marriage is great. Some of us know who've been divorced. We know divorce is very expensive. We know marriage is a very difficult job. And, and part of it is we always think about the good things. How does a marriage last? Is because you got to know how to deal with the bad things, know how to deal with kids, know how to deal, listen, you're two opposite different people. But I've learned why I like trading is that not only having a great marriage with my wife and my 3 kids, is that I was able to travel with them. I was able to do things with them, take them with me. I had the freedom to do things. Okay. So I didn't have to be tied to some boss that told me you had to be there all day, all that long traveling. That's why a lot of people love trading. And that's why people want to all do it. But the thing is, you have to learn how to do it right. So hopefully you will be one of these people and be another second part of my family, which every one of you are going to meet them in my trading room. Now, let's talk about the next biggest crash. Okay. Listen, like it or not, there's going to be a crash. It's healthy in the market. Nothing keeps going up forever. All right. There was a virus. Whoever thought there was going to be a virus, right? We haven't had one since the Spanish flu, this serious. Whoever thought that we would have a financial crisis? Whoever knew that we would have a Hurricane Sandy and shut down New York? Whoever knew that we were going to have an internet bubble? You need to be prepared for it. And the way you're going to be prepared is to follow the big boys and see what they're doing. Listen, anyone concerned about inflation? Does anyone even know what that means? Inflation? What does inflation really mean? I talk to people like on the street, they're like, I hear about it. I don't know what it is. Well, you know what? It's a serious issue. And that could be the next crisis. And you damn well better be prepared for it. Because I just remember buying a piece of plywood to do my house, paying $24. I was at Home Depot. It was $90. Go out there and buy it. I bought a nice piece of filet mignon the other day, last year. I paid $12. Today I'm paying $25. Restaurants are paying $50. Okay. Should I continue? Oh, gas, right? Gas was, oil was what? Oil's at $72 a barrel. How much is gas you're paying for it now? So you don't think there's one coming? Well, then you got something coming to you. So you got to be prepared. In the mindset of every crisis lies a great opportunity. And that's what I always kind of preach. I kind of tell everyone to listen, you know, unfortunately, a catastrophe does make opportunities, you know? Ever go out there? I mean, like, even like today, people want to buy homes, right? Homes are like astronomical. I have my nieces trying to buy a home, looking to get married to a great boyfriend right now. And for a house that they could have bought here in Long Island for $400, now they got to pay $700, $800. You know what I mean? Would they like a catastrophe to go back to $400? Of course they would. You know, you got to remember, there's always opportunities, just like trading the stock market. There are some big things that are running, you know, that you have to follow. I'll give you an example. AHPI. Look at the stock. In one day, stock goes from $4. Hold on, let me get my little pointer here so you guys can follow along. Don't have that really set up right there. Hold on. There we go. Oops, got the wrong one. That's what I'm looking for, the little dot. So you can see these things move up all day long. And then look at SGOC, another stock that we traded. Stock goes from $2 in 2 days. The thing ends up going to 28. You know, everyone's always concerned about the meme stocks. Everybody's always concerned about, you know, the Reddit stocks, the Wall Street bet stocks. Like, oh, you know what, the virus stocks. You know, but they're there every single day. So how do you find these stocks before they move? That's what everyone's biggest asks me. Do you have an alert system? Listen, it's not that complicated. Here at Cybertron University, what we do is we just want to make money. I don't care what the company does. I don't want to know what it does. It might be against all my values. I don't know. But the government still wants their taxes, okay? I still got to put food on the table for my kids. I got 2 kids going to college right now. My wife's saying, you got to pay 2 colleges, not even 1. And you know what colleges cost today. They're not cheap, okay? And they don't want, and they don't give you money back, all right, if it doesn't work out. So at the end of the day, this is my job, and my job is I have to make money. So I just go through the big percentage gainers, and I just scan, and I work with my traders, and we find the one that's going to give us the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Remember, you're not investing in these companies. You're not a shareholder, actually you are, but temporarily. You're only there to trade the momentum, make your day's pay, and that's it. Now, when all of you guys come into my trading room, which I'm going to invite every one of you, you're going to see how we dissect them, which one we want to trade and which ones we don't want to trade. And trust me, it's not that you can't trade every one of them. You only need one to make your day's pay. Okay, but how do we know like the stock SGOC would break out? Because we saw that. By the way, did anybody trade that stock? Just out of curiosity, anyone see SGOC make a big run? Anybody here see that? No one here saw it. Oh, we got a couple of people here. Okay. Watching Robert doesn't make you money. Okay. That's the big thing. All right. So the big part about being a good day trader, and by the way, let me do a poll because I want to get to know a little bit about everyone before I go into detail. I'm going to do a poll here. Could everyone just tell me, what kind of trader are you? Are you a stock trader, options trader, futures, Forex? You got a little poll that's coming up on the right there. Just waiting for you guys. Okay, so we got some stock traders, we got some options traders. Now, listen, if you're an options trader, let me just tell you something. To be a good options trader, you have to be a good stock trader first, okay? That's the most, remember, it's the movement of stock that makes an option move. If you're trading futures and Forex, listen, if you've been doing this for more than 30 to 60 days, let's say 60, let's be conservative, and you're seeing you're not making money, you might want to change your market, all right? Or maybe find a new mentor. It doesn't take long to really learn this. I mean, how hard does it take to learn to drive a car? All right. It doesn't take 2 months. You might not be as good as you are today, but you know what? Try to train this. When you start getting into it, you'll see what I mean. So let's start off with this. let's talk about Uber, for example, okay? What is the trend? The trend is up. You see it right there, clear as day. Nice trend, trend's going up, right? Why do stocks go up and down? I have a question. Everyone just please answer that. M poll, let me just share this with you guys. How do stocks go up and go down? Can everybody just help me answer that question for me? By the way, if you can't answer this question, you definitely should quit trading. Robert, you're right. What about you, Arthur? I didn't hear from you. UB? Antoinette, what about you? Don't let me start picking people. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to educate you, okay? Because if you don't listen and answer, if you don't talk, you're not going to learn. And that actually tells me you're not paying attention, all right? If you're not going to pay attention, don't take this the wrong way. Please log out of the meeting, because I took my day here to educate you, to recruit traders. If you don't want to be recruited and be part of, a successful team, then you shouldn't really be trading, because no one should be trading you. You can't do it right unless you're going to take it seriously. Trust me. I know a lot of people that have done it and blew up their accounts. I'm not talking thousands. I'm talking hundreds of thousands. So now if you said supply and demand, buyers and sellers, you're exactly right. Just write B and D, just so I know that you're there. Denzel, thank you. SJ, Jason, David, Gary, thank you very much. Bill, good. All right, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. All right. By the way, this is not an evergreen like some other company. This is we're broadcasting live here. All right. Now my next thing is this. For the stock to go up, you got to have a game plan. What stops a stock from going higher? Sellers. Now, if you look right here, we're looking at Uber. Uber had a very difficult time passing 51. Why 51? Why not 70? Why not 49? Why 51? Well, right here on the right-hand side, this is something that's called an ECN, Electronic Communication Network. This is actually a seat on the exchange. I call it level 3. All right. So with that said, let me just do another poll. Does anybody here have level 3 quotes? By the way, if you're a student, please don't answer this. All right, good. Just looking at the results right here, and I'm going to share it. Okay. So good. You got a lot of people answered it. All right. So you could see that over 90% of you don't have it. Now, what you're about to see is going to be really disturbing, because you're going to realize you've been trading blind. You actually going to realize you've been making things more complicated than what it is. And if you really don't think that what I'm about to show you, well, guess what? I'm going to prove it to you. Uber, resistance levels. What makes a resistance levels? Sellers. When we look over here on the right-hand side, and we're going to look for the sellers, you're going to notice that here's the price, column 1. Column 2 is going to tell you how many shares are out there, and column 3 is going to tell you how many orders are out there. Now, what I'm looking for is a lot of orders and a lot of shares. And as I work my way down, you'll notice that there is 219,000 shares looking to be sold at 51.40, and another 63,000 shares looking to be sold at 150. Now, when you put that all together, you might want to kind of realize, oh, no wonder why the stock doesn't want to go past this price. There's a pretty substantial seller out there. Why else would it not go up? Because, the Federal Reserve said so? Because an analyst said so? Right? Congress said, because they didn't take enough people in Uber. The only reason why is because sellers prevent it from going higher. That's really about it. Now, let me clear this out. Let me go to the next one. The trend is your friend, right? You don't buck the trend. See how the stock goes from 39 down to 34. Now, how many times a year in a trade and you're sitting there like, damn, I'm losing money on the stock. Do I get out now? I mean, like I could have sold it less than an hour ago, and now I'm down, instead of downing like $500, now I'm down like 4,000. What do we need for the stock to stop going down? What do we need? Yeah, that's me, David, saying. So guilty of that, Robert. Robert, listen, we're going to try to figure that problem out. Let me tell you. Think about this, Robert. And if all you guys answer, what do we need? Gary, you don't need support. There's no such thing as support unless what everybody else is saying. You need buyers. Supports do not exist. Okay? Supports are in the past, right? Supports don't exist, are not indicative of the future unless those buyers are out there in the future. Supports get broken all the time, and you know that. Do you see buyers on a chart, everybody? Do we see buyers on charts? No. No, this is the past. Guess what? You could see the future, okay? So let's go check out the future. So anyway, where am I here? Here we go. So here we are. We're looking at a support level. Large orders out there, okay? Look at this stock RKT. See how the stock came down from 30 all the way down to 25? See how it stopped at 25, went up, hit 25, and went up? You mean here you are looking at a stock just trending down, trending down, trending down. You know what I mean? Now, why did it pick 25? How could you have known it was going to stop at 25? Well, if you look right here at that price, oops, sorry about that. And let me get my little crayon. Right here, you'll see that there's a 58,000 share buyer out there at 25.50. Now, listen, I mean, you look at these numbers, this is what people get confused. They're like, well, what am I looking at? I see buyers at every price. So the price is trading here at, 26.03. Yeah, but there's only 100 shares that are going to be bought there. There's only 500 shares, 400, 200, 10. 98% on that list is garbage, okay? You are going to have buyers and sellers at every price level and at every single penny. But what are we focusing on? How do we find that support? You need to know where that foundation is. That foundation is critical to make a support level. And the only way it's going to make it is by seeing where that buyer is. Now, remember, you said it, not me. How do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. Well, wouldn't it be good to see where the buyers and sellers are? Now, let's not confuse why we're all here. When is the next big, crash coming? Well, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the trends. If you keep seeing people keep dumping stock and you see big blocks of orders out there in the offer and it keeps trending lower and trending lower and trending lower, and you say, damn, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? You are not going to have a bottom until the buyers step in, okay? I always tell everybody this. You might not like Wall Street. You might hate them. You might want to tax them, okay? Listen. Everybody, even in politics, you hear it all the time. We got to get off there. We have to get after those people on Wall Street. Jeff Bezos, they're making so much money in the stock market. Their stock is ridiculous. Okay. The Google guys. Okay. Look where their stock value is. Look at Microsoft. Look at all these people, how much money you think they really lift a finger? All they do is punch keyboards. Okay. And their stock keeps going up and up. So you know what? You can hate them all you want, but at the end of the day, you have to respect them. Okay, it's called capitalism. They made a lot of money. Okay, why can't you be part of that? Listen, we're not going to be the next Jeff Bezos. Let's be honest with that. Okay, could that happen? Listen, I could go play a lotto ticket too, and you know what? It's $1 in a dream. It could happen. I got a $300 million to one shot that it's not going to happen. That's why they're taking that bet. But you know what? If I could follow where they're trending and where they're getting out, is that a bad thing? So being a leader is really not a bad thing in trading. It's actually, be a follower is a good thing because they're trading the 50,000, the 100,000 share orders out there. Once again, this is not something that that I invented. This is not the Fausto Nachi indicator. This is how Wall Street trades. This is basically what it is. Let's look at Mara, for example. Look at this stock. Look how the stock goes up, goes from 23 all the way up to 25, okay? Why did it stop at 25? Same reason like the other stock that we just looked at, because there is a 127,000 share seller out there. There's no other reason. Look at all the sellers out there. By the way, this is all public information. Now, some of you are probably thinking about like, damn, why did no one ever teach me that? Why is everybody talking about, the Fibonacci's, the MACDs, the book values? You know why? Because they're not traders. Ask them, what trading firm did you work for? Were you a market maker? Who endorses you? Which brokerage firm are you endorsed with? They're not, okay? Oh, because some guy was a scuba diver and he became very good at trading. Now all of a sudden you think he can teach you how to trade? You know what I mean? I'm not in the bashing business, and that's not good business to do that. But at the end of the day, who are they really? Okay? Great traders surround themselves with great traders. That's a little advice I can give you. You want to know some great traders? There's some great ones out there. And you know what? That's basically what we want to look for. A couple of questions coming in here. Appreciate the time to ask the questions, Gary. As I mentioned earlier about markets going down, could you discuss a little bit about going short? Well, that's a great question, Gary. So yes. So, listen, whatever goes up comes down twice as fast. I love shorting. It's not really the American dream, though. People always look about the stock market going higher, but you can short stocks, okay? And here's a good example. Mara, listen, all the crypto stocks moved up. You saw where Bitcoin is right now. It was at high 66,000. Now it's below, it's almost 30,000. That was a great short. Well, if you saw the orders out there, probably would have known to get out of it. And by the way, all these blockchain stocks, you know what? You might not have to trade crypto. You could trade the blockchain, and you could see that you could have shorted the stock out there, and you could see the orders kept coming in and coming in and coming in. Absolutely. Chapman says, how do you know the time when the 127,000 order came in? Does that really matter? Does it matter if it came in? Actually, I do. I do know. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I didn't get a chance to show you this, but there's something called level 4. And level 4 is basically right here. You can see, I know exactly when those orders came in. Like this order out there at 33,000. Some guy's trying to buy RIDE at $8.84. Stock basically hit some resistance levels, big orders out there at 9:30. I can see when the orders went out there, when they came in. So to answer your question is yes. Okay? Yes. But you know what? You're not at that point right now. Right now, you probably didn't even realize that you're exposed to buyers and sellers. You're exposed that you have a seat on the exchange, something that people paid $10 million, a long time ago. Now it's basically, you have full access to it without spending the $10 million. It's actually going to cost you $15. It's like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So, question. Let me go out there. Okay, here's the results for the last poll. Let me stop those results and let me do this one right here. Is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you guys answer this question. Up or down? And don't be scared, guys. Just answer it. I'm not gonna rat you out to your spouse that you're trading their money and not knowing what you're doing. Nobody knows who you are. No one's gonna tell you. You just want to know how you compare to everybody else's, what their answer is. All right. So let me end the poll. Let me share the results. Okay. So we got about 87% 13% if you think it's going to go up? Kind of a dumb question. What makes you think the stock's going to go up? I'm just curious because the answer is it's going down. Some of you said it was going up. I don't even know. I mean, if you really think the stock is going up, you really should be quit trading. Okay? I mean, the trend is your friend. You don't buck that trend. Once again, please don't take that in a wrong way. I'm just trying to protect you from blowing up your account. All right? Now, I guess the people don't want to answer that. That's okay. I don't know. Some people like to be funny, like maybe just like do the opposite, whatever it is. Well, don't worry. It's being recorded if you miss it. Okay? Now, we need buyers. When the stock goes down, we get nervous. We got to be focused on where the orders are. So let's look at this example. INO, that trend's going down, right? When is it going to stop? Well, right here, you could see that you have a 219,000 share buyer right around 1260. Without even looking at any fundamentals, any indicators, or anything like that, what do you think is going to happen at 1260? Ever think about it? Like, what do you think is probably going to happen when we get to that number? Exactly. It's going to bounce. And that's exactly what it did here. It went from 1420 down to 1260, went right back up to 1320, never came back down, never got up to there. That guy probably bid it up and it ran right to 1380. If you could buy it at 1260, think about this for a second. You bought 1,000 shares of that stock, okay? At $12.60. You sold it at $13.60. A few hours later, you make $1 on 1,000 shares. That's $250,000 a year. Who doesn't want that job? Forget about what you see on the internet and you see, oh, this guy made $40,000 today. He lost $12,000. Don't even get in their league, okay? Let's worry about ourselves. If you can make $500 a day, does that seem bad as a part-time job? 50 cents. That's it. Forget about the $2 to $7, whatever it is. It's not bad for a startup. Exactly. All right. Let's have a little fun here. Everybody ready to teach you exactly the theory of Cybertron University? Can you guys tell me where are traders selling? Where are traders selling the stock SDC? Just waiting for everybody to put their answer in. Do you think? Do you really think it's $10? I agree with you. Yeah. There's 183,000 shares sell, 183 orders out there. There's about 100,000 shares looking to be sold. Okay? Did you need an indicator to tell you that? The Bollinger Bands, the MACDs, the Callouts, whatever these people call, all these crazy indicators. What would you rather look at, this or the orders? Because this is just absolutely confusing. I don't know what the hell this is. This is totally blows my mind. All right? I'd rather watch level 3, right, Chem? Right? So why aren't you? Why aren't you looking at it? Why are you not using it? Well, there's only way I can explain it. Who really trained you? Okay? And you know what? It's never too late to learn to do it right. If you're here today, that means you're still in the game and you're probably trying to find the right mentor, or you're trying to go out there and says, you know what? I'm going to be smarter than the rest of the people out there, and I'm going to learn and do my homework and see who's going to teach me something I can understand. And that's what my goal is. Because like you heard when we first started the market, trading is not for everybody. And that's not a bad thing. But going out there and making things more complicated because it makes perfect sense, well, yeah, you know what? If you want to learn from mathematicians on their indicators, we're not the right fit for you, okay? If you want somebody to go out there and tell you, after after what happened, the effect, we're not. That's not what we do. But if you want to learn how to follow the big money, you're at the right place. Because look what happened right here. SDC had a great run, hit that $10 and came right back down to 940. Now, how could you have not prepared for that? How would you have not, think about it. If you had a nice profit, and by the way, ever like do a trade and like you had a profit and you end up throwing it away? Like, damn, why didn't I sell it earlier? I knew I should have got out. Oh, because it's 10, the number 10. You know what I mean? No, it has nothing to do with the number. It has to do with the orders. Okay? I always like to tell everyone something really funny. And the thing I always like to say is this. Do you ever feel like sometimes like somebody's watching you? Like every time you buy a stock and as soon as you buy it, it goes down. As soon as you sell it, it goes up. Does that ever happen to anyone? John, all the time? Yeah. Well, listen, Denzel, that's me. Listen, nobody's watching you. I always tell everybody this. You are not watching them. This is all public information. Listen, when people sell houses, you think they're like, well, I don't want anybody to know I'm selling it, so I'm going to hide it. Because some people always tell me, oh, are these real orders? I don't know. Is there a lot of fake orders, fake people selling houses out there? Listen, they want to sell it. They want to sell it. Somebody's got some orders out there. He's got to tell everyone, hey, guys, listen, I got to get out of this position. And you know what? That happens. So for some of you think like, oh, are these real orders? Are they fake? Whatever. There's nothing fake about these orders. These are all real orders. And when I invite you in my trading room, you're going to see it in black and white. Now, the big thing about being a good trader too is this. You got to learn how to keep it simple. Okay? You go out there, you're trading, you're trying all these platforms. I mean, these platforms, I'm telling you, about 90% what they give you really don't need. A lot of it's just window dressing. They're trying to accommodate everybody. Swing traders, futures traders, options traders. Hey, yeah, it does this, it does that. You know what? Find the market that you like, that you understand. Find the mentor that makes sense and let them send you their layout. That's what we do here. And then it will be that much easier. I don't know why people are so gung-ho, open up a brokerage account, start trading. That's like giving the keys to a 17-year-old that you never taught him how to drive the car. How do you think that's going to work out? Okay? It's such a pain in the butt to open up a brokerage account and send the money and all that. I mean, like, last thing you want to do is like, oh, I got to change brokers. How did I, like, what? You know what I mean? It's like closing a bank account. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to change. It's like moving. What a pain in the ass to move. I moved for the first time, and it was the most stressful thing that ever happened in my life. Okay? So I made sure that when I make a move, I'm not moving, for a long time. Trading's the same thing. So you get our templates. By the way, just send me an email. I'll be happy to give you some templates. Tell me what brokerage firm that you use. We have a couple of templates. We'll be happy to give it to you. All right. Now, let's talk about those fake orders before we finish up. So here we have a big, resistance level. This is a seller, okay, at 288,000 shares for 626 orders out there. Now, you'll notice right here that the stock did go past $9. It actually went all the way to 10. Now, how is that possible? Well, I'm a tape reader. I teach my traders how to read the tape. The tape is the time in sales. Look at all these transactions. Green means that transactions are going off on the ask. Green, green, green. The guy at $9 somebody was actually buying it from him. Now, think about it. Something's for sale. Like, man, that's a lot of money. And then you go back and like, holy crap, somebody bought it? And now it's that much more? Yes, you know what? That could happen. You might think that is absolutely ridiculous that the stock is trading at that price. But for somebody else, that's a steal. So I'm not contradicting what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, yes, that was a resistance, and it was a resistance there for 2 hours. And as somebody was buying it, that thing finally went higher. So, I mean, we did a trade the other, every day we're seeing trades like this moving in the market, and we're seeing things break those support and resistance all the time. So, once again, everybody here is going to experience that. I'm going to invite all of you in my trading room. You're all going to experience that. Now, regarding about trading, listen, you don't really got to make a lot of money to do this. I mean, a lot of people had this misconception that you need a lot of money to do this. You don't. You don't. Look at the stock of WORX, okay? It goes from $6 to 14. That is a pretty big move for a day, right? But do you really need to make $6? How about just buying 500 shares of it and it moves 50 cents? $250 a day is about a $50,000 salary. Is there something wrong with that? But it went to 14, Fausto. I don't care because this stock can go back to 14, back down to 4. You know what I mean? You don't need to kill it. You don't need to hit home runs. You just need base hits. That's what trading is about. And hell, when you get good at it, trade 1,000 shares, $500, $100,000 salary, okay? Because if you're not ready for the next market crash, this is what happens. You gotta follow the money, follow the orders, and that's what we teach you here at Cybertron University. Denzel says, I'm new to trading. You know what? That's great. That means you might not have no bad habits. And hopefully, Denzel, you've done a couple of webinars with other mentors, other schools. And then when you really think about it, you know, don't judge people, you know, on their looks or their actions. Also judge them, you know, on their style. And if it makes sense, it's as easy as that. Because every one of you are going to need a mentor, okay? And you're not going to need one. You're going to need several. You know, listen, anyone ever go on a diet? Does it work the first time? You're like, you know, let me try a different diet. Or any of you ever been ill? I know we have a lot of older people here. You ever go to a doctor and like, you know what? I think I should get a second opinion. Or you just go with that guy and says, you know what? I'm a sheep. You know, we all know about sheeps, right? You know, so we're smarter than that. But if you think you're going to go out there and try to do it on your own, I advise you should start interviewing stockbrokers, okay? Because this is not, you know, you just don't give your money to somebody that doesn't know how to trade, right? So what makes you any different? This is why Cybertron University has been in business for 25 years, and we've been endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. Believe me, these companies do background checks on CTU, credit checks on us. You think they want Fausto and his staff to come out there and instructors to do presentations for Thinkorswim, knowing that we're teaching people how to lose money? You know what I mean? NASDAQ, being on NASDAQ and talking about NASDAQ wants you guys to know how to use level 3. When they saw me do presentations, like, oh my God, we got to get this guy and start, you know, telling everybody that this is how the market works. That's what trading is all about. So who here wants to see this all live? Who here wants to come in and sample and watch us how we find these stocks, how they go up, how they go down, understanding how to follow the big money? Come on, we've got too many people. I love the big me's. There you go. A couple of capitals. There we go. Okay, great. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite you all into the original trading room. We started from 9 o'clock and we end at 4. We do live commentary. And the big thing is, we don't want you to judge us on our winners. We really want you to judge us on the losers, because it's the losers of what people have a problem with. They don't want to take losses. And most importantly, we don't want you to look at me or our instructors. We want you to look at the students, see if they make money. Okay, see how they collaborate with us. See how they think for themselves. This is what I'm looking to teach people. I'm looking at people I could give that we could teach you the style and you can give us content, because I'm looking to recruit traders I could trade with. I'm not looking to just sell you in a chat room and sit there and pound my chest and tell you how great I am. You know what I mean? Like, that's, those ego days when I was 24 are gone. I'm going to be 50 years old, you know, in September. Believe me, I got more important things to worry about. All right. So here's our basically agenda. We go from Monday to Friday. You'll have the weekends to go over a couple of videos that we'll send you. We do a live traders talk every Tuesday. We do live commentary. We have traders talk. We have closing bell events every Tuesday. So there's going to be a lot of content. By the way, you don't got to be here all day. Pick a time. You only need 1 hour in that room. Watch the professionalism. Watch how we call you, talk to you, explain how we get you in there. We want to make sure you're making the right decision. Okay? That's really comes down to it. Now, this is what I'm asking for. Okay? $9. That's it. $9. This is a $2,200 value. Why $9? Because first of all, I want to make sure that you say who you say you are. Okay? We don't know who you are. We don't know where you came from. We don't know if you're a bot. We don't know if you're a heckler, whatever it is. Plus, we don't know if you're going to steal our content, which we have that problem done before. So we take it very seriously. So if you can't afford $9, then we're definitely not the right fit for you. Think about this for a second. Look how much you learned in the less than an hour. Imagine what you would see live in the market. That's the beauty of trading. Now, this $9 that we're asking for is basically more of an application fee, okay? We're going to ask you a couple of questions. We want to know a little bit about you, and you're going to have an education advisor to talk to. He's going to walk you through the trading room. He's going to tell you all the benefits out of it. You're going to sit back. We want you to have the best and the greatest experience at Cybertron University. And like I said, why we've been so successful at it. So at least you know if you should continue or not continue. And as a bonus right now, if you register, I will give you 1 hour. I'll give you a free coaching class with me, which is a $500 value for the first 20 people. Think about it. I'm the owner of the company. Do this for 25 years. You're going to get on the phone with me for $9. Tell me when's the last time a class that you took and somebody actually, the owner, picked up the phone, okay, and talked to you. Because you know what? This is the way I look at it. Do you ever get surgery? You know, God forbid, I know if anyone had surgery. Do you just go into an operating room or you have a consultation with the doctor, making sure you know what's going to happen before you do it? It's just a life or death thing. And you know what? It's not more of a life or death, but you could blow up your account. I want to make sure you're going to be a right fit for us, because you might not. Wouldn't you rather me tell you that than other than going out there and just shooting from the hip? It doesn't work that way. So anyway, $9. And by the way, if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9. Okay. I'm looking to make thousands with my traders, but I want to make sure that you say who you say you are. And that's the reason why we do that. How do you prepare for the crash? Peter, if you listen closely, I said it 3 times. I'll say it for the 4th time. Follow the money. Okay. You got one that's coming up soon. You got inflation. All right. And you know, and I am going to put a staple on it. You know when you know you're going to hit inflation? When they start raising interest rates. When you see the first interest rate come in, there's just going to be 2 and 3 going to kick in. You might see another 20% correction in the market like that overnight. Okay? When is that going to happen? You're getting there. You're getting there. Okay? Now, wouldn't it be nice to learn how to trade so when that does happen, you can go short? Remember I told you, catastrophes make opportunities, okay? Remember I told you about my niece. She's trying to buy a house and there's 700,000. She wish it goes down to 400. She's got the money. Somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to win. This is the definition of business, making money. It's 2 words. So why not do it right? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. By the way, does anyone else have any questions? $9, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all the benefits you're going to get. 7:45 to 4:30. Daily morning watch list with experts, including myself. You're going to get a weekly workshop. You're going to get 3 a live Q&A session. You're going to get traders talk. And the first 20 people are going to get a free coaching. $2,200 for $9. This is real. This is not fake. Okay. A couple of shout outs right here for some of the people that just registered. Let me just do a couple of call outs. Agan from Niagara Falls. There you go. Love Niagara Falls. But I'll tell you a little trick. I go to Toronto a lot before COVID hit, and I could fly into Toronto, but I always kind of fly in Buffalo because I always like to hang out and go to the Niagara. I love to go to Niagara on the lake, and I love you got the ice wine up there. You probably beautiful area. Love it. Train a lot of people up in the Canada. Actually, I would say 20% of the traders in the room all from Canada. Okay, I've been from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. I even been to a small place called Kelowna. I don't know if anyone ever heard of it. Cheryl from Alabama just got your registration. Welcome aboard. By the way, every single one of you, when you register, there's a questionnaire. It's 5 questions. Very important you answer that to the best of your knowledge. That's going to help our educators, advisors to kind of tell you a little bit more, to make sure you know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. So feel free to do that. One of the qualifications here. Julie just got your registration from Louisiana. Lance from Chicago got your registration. Welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Anybody else out there? 6 spots left. That goes pretty quickly when you got, over 100 people in here. Andrew, you got a question? Go right ahead. Yeah, $9. Listen, money back guaranteed. You're going to get all this. People always are scared to day trade. They're like, I'm doing futures. Listen, remember I told you, if you're not making 6 figures doing it, you're wasting your time. You should be, if you've been mentored by someone for more than a month or 2 months and you're still not seeing progress or making money, not that he's a bad person. Maybe that's not the right, maybe he's not teaching you the right way that's fit for you, or maybe that's not what you want to do. And you know what? If you're new to it, Andrew, that's even better because you'll not know bad habits. I tried the number and failed. What number are you trying? The number on the screen? The number on the screen, I don't know if somebody could put it in the room. It's 877-70 cyber. But we do have people standing by. You can call in, but I'd rather you actually register online. Just got through? Okay, good. Alpos, oh, that's you. Okay, I got you. You just registered, right? Just got your registration. Were you from Maine? Is that where you're from? I think I got it. This time I have to really go. Look forward to the next webinar. Thank you very much. Well, thanks for coming. Massachusetts, that's where you're from. Okay. Gary, how about if we do the $9 trial ready? Can we still get that time with you? Listen. It's fresh in your mind. Just get it out of the way now. And actually, one of the questions someone's asking, when's the best time to start? I would probably start immediately. What are you waiting for? But if you want to start on Monday, you can start on Monday. You want to start 2 weeks from now, start 2 weeks from now. You know what I mean? Just lock in the rate. All right? Lock in your rate because I could tell you this. We've been doing this promo for about 2 years now, maybe a little bit longer. Starting in August, things are going to change. We're not doing this promo anymore. And that's a fact, okay? So starting in August, we are, CTU, we're going to make a big announcement next week, but this promo is not going to exist anymore. So I would recommend you to go out there, do your promo. It might exist. I don't know, but it might not. So just lock it in now. Get into the trial before things change. All right? How much money is the minimum that you recommend to open up an account? Paul, listen, that's the least of your problems. You don't worry about the minimum. You don't need a lot of money to do this. Okay? Even if you have a lot of money, that's a misconception. Okay? You don't need a lot. There's a stock I just showed you. You pay at $5. Okay? You bought half that at $2,500. What does that mean? You can't trade Apple? You know what I mean? So you don't need a lot of money to do that. Who else we got here registered here? Sandra just got your registration. Good. From, Louisiana? See a couple more coming in here. Any other questions, traders? $9. You got nothing to lose. A lot of action. First 20 people register, get a free coaching with me. It's a $500 value. Let me show you how to trade the market. I showed you how to follow the big money. Now let's see if it really does work. remember, the last thing and the worst thing that can happen is that you learn something. So with that said, cyber traders and fellow traders, I'm going to get back into the trading room. I look forward to seeing you all. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to play a quick video of me on NASDAQ talking about Mindora, the stock that basically was the cure for COVID. And we're going to show you how it actually works with the level 3 with the NASDAQ book viewer. So, enjoy that video. You're going to love it. It's going to continue to teach you a little bit more what I spoke about. And as you're doing that, get your popcorn and register, and I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. Thanks for watching, and happy trading, and be safe.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cybertron University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up about almost like 900 points so far. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, we almost hit 30,000. These are the opportunities. Honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell? Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is, like, the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions. All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here. Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller.
and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see you start seeing these 35,000
Which
orders.
is,
Yep.
exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is, here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares. There's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is, you hit a resistance, where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on, but the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on, where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, no, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here, so this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right, so we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay, actually, go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water; it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened? It crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's like an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. So that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. For the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It's hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
Right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on TotalView. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30, you would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000, someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it, there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.